Hello, here we are again. This is Gisela, and I'm so glad to have you here. I will share about a an aspect of life that usually is not considered as a love relationship challenge, and I'm talking about mediocrity. For most part, actually, in the past, I didn't consider mediocrity to be a challenge in my love relationships, and by not taking care of it, I did actually affect my love relationship. So that's why I decided to share about this. Remember that in Soul Based Love Relationship, my upcoming book, I'm actually taking care of love challenges from a different angle. So I am actually bringing to you different aspect, different scenarios that usually people will not consider as challenge, but actually in reality, they end up being a challenge when they are not addressed. So, without further ado, let's read about a most ignored and unrevised challenge number 7, mediocrity that has the potential to ruin your love relationship. And I have a quote by James Baldwin, and he says, "You were not expected to aspire to excellence, you were expected to make peace with mediocrity." I'll read again. You were not expected to aspire to excellence. You were expected to make peace with mediocrity. When I read that, it hit my core. And I was like, wow, that it's really, really poignant. Because if we just actually take a look at our own lives, we take a look at our society, we take a look at the current state of humanity. Wouldn't you agree that actually there is a lot of mediocrity going around? And not just that, it's actually what James Baldwin mentioned, that is actually you were not expected to aspire to excellence. That I think it's actually something that as a collective we can do something about it by starting with ourselves. We can actually aspire to excellence because we have all the capacity to live in excellence, right? And he says you were expected to make peace with mediocrity. Actually, to be honest, when I read it the first time, it brought tears to my eyes because it really felt really like it hit here. You know, a lot of people are not encouraged to be their best version. And let's see how this affects love relationships. And by the way, you can actually leave your comments. You can make a pause. So ponder upon what I just share with you and leave your comments so I can read you. Okay, I really want to see, I really want to know what you have to say about it. Okay, thank you. Let's continue. James Baldwin's pungent statement hits the core of how we have been trained to approach our love relationships and engage with life in general, doesn't it? I have another one for you. It is remarkable how much mediocrity we live with, surrounding ourselves with daily reminders that average is acceptable. In fact, our world suffers from terminal normality. This excerpt is from Stuart Emery's article on personal mastery. Despite its short length, it's only a page, it is profound truth. Its profound truth has strongly influenced my life. Please read it on our membership site. Actually, I have created a membership site where you can get more information because, as I mentioned in previous audios, there is a lot that I want to share with you. And it is almost impossible to put all the things that I want to share with you just in one book. So to make the most of it, you will have access to this membership site through the book. Okay. All right. According to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, mediocrity is a noun that means the quality of being average or not good. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, mediocre is of moderate or low quality, value, or performance and is ordinary or so-so. And as mentioned in my commitment, well, actually, I have a section of commitment on the book that I haven't shared here yet. Chuto Hampa in Japan is all about being mediocre. And in this culture in Japan, it is an unforgivable thing to do as it creates nuances and inconveniences for others, and it is a clear sign of ignorance and selfishness. Okay, so I'm going to make a pause here because for those of you who don't know, I lived in Japan for a very long time and I have absorbed that culture as part of my culture. And mediocrity is something that is really something that almost it is unforgivable in Japan. It is non-acceptable. Just to give you an example, if say a road gets damaged, that road will be fixed in a matter of hours, not days or months or years, as it happens in other countries. Talking about mediocrity and how mediocrity actually affects our love relationships, I really honestly personally think that it's something that we need to put under the magnifying glass, as in how we are operating in our love relationships. So if we are operating from mediocrity in our love relationships, it's very likely that we are also doing that in our personal life. That's why this book is all about attaining personal and spiritual mastery through love relationships. Because love relationships, think about this, your partner can serve you as a beautiful mirror so you can actually see yourself, okay? And that mirror will show you what you have not checked in yourself yet. So it is very powerful, okay? So let's continue. It says, when in history did being mediocre in our love relationships and accepting mediocrity became acceptable and the norm? This is a big question to ask. And I'll ask this question again. It says, when in history did being mediocre in our love relationships and accepting mediocrity became acceptable and the norm? So, what do you think? Asking this question, it is crucial to recognize what is not supportive and embracing what is. Remember, the steps to change and transformation begins with awareness. You cannot change, you cannot do things differently if you are not aware of something not working. Okay? As I gather information about the meaning of mediocre and mediocrity, boom, a shelf in my kitchen fell off. What a fantastic coincidence, and how precise it was to point out how, when we establish foundations for our love relationships, we assume solid, as I did with my kitchen shelf. In the least expected moment, life makes sure to show you that you were pissing off the basin. This is a colloquial said in Colombia, meaning you were off or inaccurate. In Spanish is orinando fuera del tiesto. Okay? It says mediocrity can leave you feeling like a twerp in your love relationship. And that is not pleasant feeling at all. It can also provoke a set of sucky feelings, and worse, can trick you into choosing another mediocre love relationship. How come? By not understanding your behavioral pattern, which is mediocrity or could be mediocrity, you are not asking yourself to grow. You are not allowing yourself to grow. You settle in with what was available, familiar, or most comfortable. Isn't that sad? So I'm going to make a pause here, and I invite you to ponder upon the things that I just shared with you, because it is very, very important, very critical at this point in history of our humanity, we are at an inflection point. Things can turn this way or that way. So depending on what we do personally and as a collective, we can actually influence how things get shaped. Because after all, we human beings, we are energetic beings, and energy affects energy. We have to consider that. Okay, it is a fact. This is not hocus pocus. It is factual. So I will read up to here about mediocrity and your love relationships. And so, how can you translate this knowledge into your personal life so you can actually also take your personal life and also your spiritual path to the next level? So I would like to read you on the comment area. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, or you're subscribed, well, subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel, and you are also part of the fan page. Because something that I also realized about Facebook is that posted videos disappear in 30 days. Okay. So that's why I created the YouTube channel. So then you have an archive of videos, because that doesn't disappear. It would just be stored there. So just to make sure that you are having access to that information, it's very, for me, this is my personal commitment to you, that you have information that comes from a clear space. And actually, by the way, I haven't mentioned this before, but now I will mention this now, is that the way that I sit down to write, I just don't write with my mind. Okay, my mind is an apparatus that I use, but actually I enter a meditative state and I connect with my soul and my consciousness, and from that space is that I write. Okay, and I use special music, not just any kind of music. It's a music that actually makes my brain waves actually work better. So it's a whole process. So, and I'm mentioning this, so I feel it's important that you know how this process actually takes place. So, and another thing that I feel it's very important to mention here, given the free access to information that we have nowadays on the internet, also because of AI, which is, I mean, to me personally, artificial intelligence is not that intelligent, because there is no human being behind it. Okay. And a machine will never be able to bring you forth information that comes from pure source. That is actually one of the reasons why I decided to write this book, because I can see how, by especially the younger generations having access to, all AI in all different forms, right? The information that they are getting, it's very limited. And if we, say, adults, we are not participating actively in supporting young people, and I'm talking about children, teenagers, preteens, or young adults. If we don't support them in getting the information that can really reach their core, their soul, their consciousness, a scenario that is not that beneficial could be painted out for humanity. And this is something that I invite you to ponder upon, think about it, meditate about it, and we can actually have a discussion about it in one of our live events that I will organize. So I really want to hear from you, because we are, as I mentioned, and I will not stop mentioning this, we are currently at an inflection point. Okay, things can go this way or this way, and that depends on us, you, me, and the collective. Got it? So thank you so very much for being here. I really look forward to reading your answers and finding out also if there is something that I have not mentioned on love challenges, because this challenge number 7 is the last challenge that I actually share on the book. In the membership side, I actually will have a section where I can expand on the topic. So I have more unrevised challenges to share on the membership side. Because as I said to you, if I write everything that I want to share with you in just one book, it's not enough. And then plus it's going to be very lengthy. Okay. So that's why I set up this structure so that we can interact that way. So we have book, we have membership site, we have YouTube videos, we have Facebook fan page. That's also the reason why I have this comment area. I mean, all the videos have the comment area, but the comment area is very important because then I know what you are thinking, what you want to know. Okay, so please make sure that you leave your comments. And also another thing that I will ask you is to please share this video. This information has to reach to more people. And I really appreciate that you do take the time to do so. And in this video, it's the last time that I will ask this, which is to help me choose titles. These are working titles, okay? So number 1 working title is this one: Soul-Based Love Relationships for a Genuine and Fulfilled Life on Earth. That's the first one. Working title number 2 is this: Soul-Based Love Relationships, the Perfect Vessel for Your Personal and Spiritual Mastery. And number 3, Soul-Based Love Relationships, Navigating the Waters of Transformation for Personal and Spiritual Mastery. So I look forward to reading your suggestions. If there is something that, say, a title that you think, oh, maybe this is good, please share with me. I'm actually open, okay? So the next set of videos will be all about opportunities in love relationships. So also make sure that you watch these videos. If you have not watched the videos on most unrevised and ignored love challenges from number 1, make sure that you go to the YouTube channel because I have all the list of the videos there. Okay, it's an archive. So please make sure that you like the video, comment, share. Okay, so thank you so much. Having said that, I will say night, gotta sleep. Okay, ciao, thank you, bye bye.